I hate Valentine's Day, and I hate you, and I hate your mom, and I hate store employees, and I hate Valentine's Day, and I hate everyone, and I hate everything.
Well, well, well. I've learned a lot from the making of this video, one of which, surprise, surprise, I can't spell Valentine, and the other being that people these days don't have any self-respect whatsoever. I think it's pretty apparent that there are two types of people in this world. People who have lives to live, and people who feel nothing but crippling loneliness, which is good. I find this type of thing really dumbfounding. Like, what the fuck? I really just didn't think that these types of people existed. Like, little PSA here. Don't do this. The reality of the situation is that these people go in, do their thing, and then immediately get kicked out because duh. Then, the poor employees have to go in, clean up their mess, and then get paid minimum wage for it. So yeah, off to a great start. While there are a ton of videos of people liking Valentine's Day, talking about how it's a big commercial scam, and people hating Valentine's Day, say that 10 times fast, you know, normal things.
You should definitely subscribe. Yep, that's what you should do.
Today I would like to take the time to focus on the surprisingly morbid history of Valentine's Day. You know, to give people a reason to love Valentine's Day again. Fair warning here, things are gonna get a little weird. And by a little weird, I mean it's like taking your sibling to a library, taking a piece of ham, dipping it in ketchup, and slapping your sibling with it, claiming it'll make them smarter. This is foreshadowing! Back in the day, like hundreds of years ago, there was a festival called Lupercalia that was celebrated around February 13th to the 15th. So what would take place is Roman priests would go up to a cave where it was believed that the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus, were found, and believed to be raised by a lupa, which is a female wolf, which is why it's called Lupercalia. The festival was meant to celebrate fertility and kind of love. I wouldn't say it was love, but you'll see what I mean by that later. Anyways, these priests would take a goat and animal's blood and do quite the ritual with it. I wouldn't be surprised if that vegan teacher doesn't like Valentine's Day as is, but now she has even more reason to not like it. So the ritual goes that the priests would take the goat and the blood sacrifice, take the hide from the goat, and fashion it into some kind of slappy, whippy weapon thingy, dip it into the blood sacrifice, and then whip women with it. So that's fun. Like I mentioned earlier, this festival was about fertility. Women and men, I'm sure, believed that being whipped by this, or slapped, I think one of my sources said slapped, by this would make them more fertile. Did it work? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering if they made it hurt or not, because it's a very bittersweet situation going on there. But don't worry, that's not the end of it. There was also this name drawing thing where men would draw women's names out of some kind of container, and then they would get married. Now, if that isn't true love, I don't know what is. And now, I interrupt your flow of information to have this very bitter take on Valentine's Day.
Why do people hate Valentine's Day like it's the only day of the year no one loves them?
Oops, someone better call 911, but it's no use, because it's too late. They'll pronounce you did at the scene. You can taste the bitterness with this one. Come on, man, go show your mom you love her. Never mind. I can do that. Speaking of being found dead at the scene, there's more to this dark history of Valentine's Day than Lupercalia, and unfortunately, it does not get any brighter. It's a smooth transition, I know. The next two legends I'm going to be talking about actually focus on how Valentine's Day got its name and how the themes shifted from fertility to love and card giving. Of course, Christians back in the 1300s couldn't just leave things alone. They had to Christianize the festival. The holiday was actually originally called St. Valentine's Day, But I think at some point people realize that even atheists and people of different religions can feel love too. I think we can all agree that's a magical thing, right? But anyway, I digress. There are two legends that are very similar, and both men go by Valentine or something along that name, so they're kind of the same, but also not. The first legend I did some reading up on was about a Catholic priest that married young couples in secret because at the time it was illegal for young couples to get married. The reason being, single man equals good soldier? Yeah, okay. Anyway, the man gets caught and then promptly decapitated because we all know that helping people seal their love is an act of treason. Like previously stated, it just doesn't get better than that. While that first legend ended pretty tragically, this next one, I wouldn't say is better, but I wouldn't say it's worse either. Good stuff. The next legend that I read up on was about a bishop who helped prisoners escape prison, because as we've come to find out, the emperor was a bit of a dick and used outrageous amounts of violence against people who he deemed were criminals, but probably weren't. Ironically, the guy gets caught and imprisoned, and while he was in jail, he would write to the jailer's daughter, like, letters. I don't know if they were love letters, but they were letters, and he would sign off on them saying, "From your Valentine." And those letters have been claimed to be the first Valentine's Day themed cards or letters. Which, weird time and place, but get it, I guess? I haven't read about how he died, but I think it's safe to say that he did die at some point. At the end of the day, both men did good things, and ultimately suffered for it, but hey man, gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, if you didn't love Valentine's Day before, now you definitely do. To be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be this wild when I was coming up for the idea for this video. I'm sure there's other videos talking about how crazy the history of Valentine's Day is, but me and like all my friends had no idea, so I thought it would be a good idea to make this video. I kind of expected the history to be like, some guy be like, "Man, I really love my girl. Let's make money off of it." Which says a lot about how Valentine's Day is now.
Let's talk about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a crappy commercial holiday that shouldn't exist. It makes single people feel lonely. People in committed relationships feel guilty. Basically, it makes everybody feel like garbage for, I don't know, breathing. So let's stop freaking out about this fake holiday and instead celebrate tomorrow.
I think at the end of the day, we should strive to be more like this person. We should be focusing on looking forward to tomorrow rather than focusing on hating everyone, everything, and everywhere.
I hate Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's really capitalistic and it frames love around like gift giving and it's like really heteronormative. No, I hate Valentine's Day because I hate couples. I hate happy couples. When I see two people in love, I want to hit them with my car.
I know these videos are jokes, but I also know that there are people out in this world that take these types of things as fucking doctrine. Like, listen, man, I'm sure there are some people, if they don't love you, they at least like you, and that's something to be proud about. Just try to remember that the world doesn't revolve around you, and do something that's actually, I don't know, productive. You are probably loved by someone. Probably. Anyways, thanks for watching. Weren't you gonna press that subscribe button?